Welcome to the postcast from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where the Utah Jazz play their first ever game in Brooklyn. It's one we will soon not forget, a 92-90 win over the Nets with a crazy, crazy finish. And let's work backwards tonight, Ron. The Jazz turn over 2 inbound passes, and the Nets miss a Gerald Wallace 3, which they didn't need, as Joe Johnson bypassed a pretty good look. And then Reggie Evans misses a follow. Sometimes you just run out of the building and take it. Take your 47 minutes and 46 seconds worth of perfect effort and just wash clean that 24 seconds.
That's exactly what Al Jefferson tried to do once he got the rebound. Did you see him sprinting down the floor? I mean, he was very happy because he knew they dodged a bullet. They really dodged a bullet here strictly because they didn't take care of the basketball in the closing, say, minute and a half. You know, when they had everything in their favor. All they had to do was take care of the basketball. The Nets had the foul, and you make your free throws. But, you know, had a dramatic finish. And the Jazz now, their fifth win on the road this year. Fifth game now. They're 5-10 on the road.
The second one comes from behind. I mean, they only won one game last year all year where they trailed going to the fourth quarter. On the road, they win 2. That's got to give them a lot of confidence. And, Ron, we're seeing Tyrone Corbin use this team and he told us, and we just didn't want to listen, or at least maybe I didn't want to. You always listen. But, I mean, I'm going to use this team, and it's going to change, and it's going to change inside a night. And this might be the greatest example of it ever. Marvin Williams has his best game of the year. He has 11 points, 10 rebounds. He spurred this team on in the third quarter, and yet he doesn't play the fourth quarter tonight because Damari Carroll comes in and shuts out Joe Johnson, who did not score except for those 2 free throws late in the game in the fourth quarter of this game.
Yeah, he had 19 points going into the fourth quarter. He ended up with 21, those 2 free throws. And DeMarre Carroll did a great job of defending him, staying in front of him. And that's the key when you have a guy like that that's so good off the dribble. It's just trying to stay in front of a guy like that and make him make tough shots. He did exactly that. Now, I agree with you. I think Coach Corbin did a great job of substituting and keeping the right players on the floor at the right time, and just making the right decisions at the right time. But Mo Williams, I thought, was the key to that second half, strictly because of the pace of play that Coach Corbin talked to you about before the ball game.
Well, let's also talk about another adjustment that Coach Corbin made there. They moved Mo off the ball, and Randy Foye and Gordon Hayward, and really I think Gordon Hayward finished the game because he's better at this, but he initiated the offense, and they ran Darren Williams off numerous picks to try to slow down Darren throughout the game, and they did a little bit. He had a decent fourth quarter, but Mo Williams played off the ball a great deal tonight.
Well, when you have guys like Darren and Chris Paul, guys like that are so good, so dominant that you know, a lot of times you spend so much time trying to defend them, trying to take away what they do well, and you forget about your own game. Mo Williams reversed that on Darren Williams, I thought, tonight by making him play defense. And he is much quicker than Darren. He can beat Darren off the dribble in transition. He did a great job of getting into the paint. There was a couple of plays there where he knocked down a jump shot, but he got into the paint, was able to kick it out for a couple of points. But I thought that was key there, putting the basketball in Gordon's hand, let him initiate the offense and give Mo Williams a chance to run Darren off screens.
Jazz do 2 things very well tonight that they have not done well. One, they defended. They allow just 33 second half points. They allowed 33 points in the second quarter tonight, and they allowed just 33 second half points. And the other one is they allowed just 11 offensive rebounds in 41 chances. I keep harping on this, but if you don't clear the defensive glass, it doesn't matter what you just did. This is a pretty good offensive rebounding team, and the Jazz do a really nice job with that tonight as they were able to pull off the win defensively, both with a great second half and defensive rebounding was much better.
New Jersey, I think.
Brooklyn.
Wow. Let's hurry up and get out of here.
I like Brooklyn.
You know, it's a team that I think should be much better than what they are.
They've got some problems.
They have some issues here. I'm not sure if it's their bench or you know, Darren has said that this offense they don't execute. I mean, he's used to a team that executes and plays a little bit different, not so much one-on-one basketball. But I think they have an adequate sitter in Lopez. I think they have a guard line that's awfully good. They have I just think they have a lot of tools, and I just think they should be better than what they are right now. I don't know where this team is where they are as a team.
Well, we talked about so much their first half versus their second half, and they just fall apart in the second half of games. They're just not the same team, and they do seem. Darren talked about that they don't run much of a structure. They really went to isolation, and Joe Johnson tried to beat Damari Carroll one-on-one. And the other one that we got to be honest about, and we're not. I mean, I still am a big fan of this guy. He was one of the great pleasures to watch every night. Darren doesn't look right. That shot does not look the same as the shot that we saw in Utah all the time. Something is not right on that in his game.
If you think about the ball game, and just recap it here in your mind here of Darren and how many perimeter shots did he take tonight?
Well, he took some early, missed them, and stopped.
Yeah, he did not take very many, especially in that second half. But that was it was awfully smart of you, because I know you prepare very well to realize that this team is not very good in the second half. And as you mentioned, 33 points there in that second half, and where they fall off, not really sure. I mean, just not really sure what's going on with this basketball team. But fortunately enough for the Jazz, they were able to dig themselves out of a hole, outscoring the Nets 26-17 in that third quarter, and gave themselves a chance to win this game.
Derek Favors finishes the game tonight, so Tyrone Corbin uses them a little differently tonight, and he substituted Favors in for Jefferson early, giving Millsap more of a run, and then finished with Favors. That's a new rotation of the bigs, and that might be what we're going to see. Jefferson finished with 34 minutes, Favors finished with 24, Millsap with 26, Cantor with 12. And really, Derek's defense was invaluable late in the game.
Well, you can tell he's looking for something here, and true enough, we're already 26 games into the season. You would think that a coach has a good idea of what's going to make this team work and what's going to make them win. I don't think so. I think they have enough pieces here that he needs to find out what teams are best in certain situations and in certain times of the game. He found something in Derek Favors tonight. Derek only had 2 rebounds. He had 2 rebounds. He had 3 block shots. 4 for 10. He made 5 or 6 from the free throw line, but it was other parts of his game, the defensive end of the floor, that really helped the Jazz win. So I don't know how long it's going to take for the Jazz to get that rotation that's solid. Maybe you don't need
not
one.
Have it.
You don't need one.
We don't have a clear pecking order of best players. I mean, I think I've always said with this team, if you ask about 10 people for our 4 best players, you're going to get probably 9 players listed amongst those 40 possibilities.
Yes.
And so maybe we don't have one. But we do have a win on the road to start the East Coast trip, a 92-90 win over Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Indiana.